table shows you very clearly is the benefit of having a STEM degree versus a non-STEM degree. If you're pursuing a STEM career, your average hourly earnings is going to be higher than somebody in a non-STEM field. Somebody's done the statistics and they're showing the information here. So for example, first thing is to look what happens as you go higher in degree. If you just have a high school diploma versus a college degree, you can see as you go up in education, your average hourly earnings increase. And then when you compare the STEM versus non-STEM, what you're going to notice is, regardless of what degree you have, if you're working in a STEM area versus a non-STEM area, you are making more money. The other thing to note is if you look at it as a percentage, you're here, which is probably what most of you would be looking at right now, finishing high school, looking to do a bachelor's degree, is somebody who has a bachelor's degree in the STEM area versus a non-STEM area, they're making 26% more in terms of an hourly wage. And of course, that translates into an annual salary. The difference, percentage drops a bit as you go higher in education, but still the point is you're always making more if you're in a STEM field versus somebody in a non-STEM field. An interesting comment that I saw on the internet is you say that STEM careers are some of the best paying and have the greatest potential for job growth in the early 21st century. All right. Other thing to consider in pursuing a STEM career, what about job satisfaction? Obviously, you don't want to have a job that pays an enormous amount of money if you hate the job. All right. Well, how do the STEM versus non-STEM careers compare in terms of job satisfaction? All right. What it is that they've gone and done surveys of people who graduated from colleges and in particular fields, and they followed up with them later and had surveys. So, well, how satisfied are you with the job and so forth? And here's the information they found for people in the STEM areas. Okay, talking from you see from the graph here that most people in the STEM fields are 7% or more are happy with their job. They're satisfied with the job. They like what they're doing. Okay, that's something to pay attention to, and it's another reason to be looking at pursuing a career in the STEM field. All right, so let's summarize. Why pursue a STEM career? Okay, well, first of all, your STEM occupations are projected to grow by about 17% between 2008 to 2010, and compared to, I'm going to say, about a 10% growth for the non-STEM occupations, job growth. Second point, STEM workers command higher wages. I'm showing you the facts. For example, with a bachelor's degree, 26% more than non-STEM counterparts. All right, third point, more than 2/3 of the STEM workers have at least a college degree compared to less than 1/3 for non-STEM workers. Fourth point, STEM degree holders enjoy higher salaries, and regardless of whether they work in the STEM or non-STEM occupations. All right, let's go on. Here, I'm showing you a chart to kind of give you an idea of where the top STEM careers are going to be in the future, just so you can have some sort of perspective on what you should consider when you're looking at pursuing a college degree, sort of what area you should go to. All right. What you'll note is the biggest area that's going to happen with regard to STEM careers is in the computing center, 71% of the pie chart. And if you look at the specifics, it breaks down into various areas. 27% of that's going to be in the area of software engineering. The other big area is computer networking, and then you've got sort of the other remaining areas like computer support, database administrator, systems analysis, computer science research, and then some whatever's left over in terms of other competing areas. Going on, here I show you sort of what people right now who are getting a bachelor's degree in various STEM fields are making as a starting salary. Thing to keep in mind when you go to consider what your major is, unless you go to a top 20 brand name school, what really matters most to employer when they first get your resume, they look at it is what major are you. So for example, when I go to look to fill a particular position in the company, and it's an entry-level position, the first question is, well, am I looking for a physicist? Am I looking for a computer scientist? And that right away narrows down the scope of what resumes I'm looking for. I want somebody who's graduating in this particular field, electrical engineering, whatever. Now, on the chart here, as you can see, what I list is sort of the various majors and sort of what's the median pay for a bachelor's degree in 2012. So these are people that are graduating now, and what they would be looking at in median in terms of the starting salary working in a company. And you can see, some of these fields are making some pretty good money. I highlighted in particular the computer science and software engineering because that's, as you can see from the previous pie chart, is an area where there's going to be the largest demand in the future in terms of STEM areas. So, people are making pretty good salaries. The petroleum engineer sticks out particularly because of the very high salary, but there's a strong demand in the oil industries. All right, moving on. I'm going to be biased here. That's why I'm showing the slide. I'm biased. I'm a scientist, so I don't think so well about non-scientists or people who are not engineers. But part of the bias is because there are certain facts to support my viewpoint. And the thing is, the reason I'm showing this is just to make people aware. Look, if you decide to go into a non-STEM field, this is what you're getting into. It's important to be forewarned. Okay? Recent college graduates with bachelor's degrees in the arts, humanities, and architecture are experiencing significantly higher unemployment rates than people in STEM fields. And I show some of the statistics. Architecture, you're talking 14%, arts 11%, and so on. So, I understand if that's something you really want to do, and that's your passion, you'd like to do it, by all means go ahead. Be aware you're going to be facing a more challenging job market when you decide to go to the STEM area. Now, there are a couple of comments, quotes that I found from people on the internet that I thought were really relevant, and something that you should keep in mind. One person said you should go to school for what you love, but you should understand what you're getting yourself into. That's what I'm showing here with the chart of the unemployment rates. The other thing is people keep telling kids to study what they love, but some loves are worth more than others. So even though you might be really passionate about a subject, if there's very little opportunity for employment in that area, you should start thinking about, okay, well, what is my second love? Is there something else I could do that maybe wouldn't be as exciting, but at least has a much better employment prospect for me? When I first did my freshman year in college, I wasn't clear what I wanted to do. I finished high school, at the time I thought I wanted to be a veterinarian, and then kind of had some doubts. Well, I don't know if that's what I really want to do. It wasn't clear to me what I should do. So I went to the guidance office and I did one of these career guidance tests they did. And when it came back, what was stuck out way ahead of all the other possible careers was physical scientist. The guides kind of said, well, did you really think about, doing that, going and pursuing something in physics? I said, well, no, but maybe I should. Maybe that's what's right for me. That's what I did. I've become very successful at it. So, guidance, these career guidance tests can be very helpful in terms of giving you some idea of what sort of field might be your aptitude and your interest and what you're good at. Another thing to do is when you first go to college is, I don't know how the college system works now. The university I went to for my bachelor's degree, the way they organized it is for people going in science and engineering the first year, everyone pretty much took the same courses. So that first year gave you an opportunity to kind of take the different subjects and try to figure out exactly what it is you want to do. So if you're not quite clear what you want to do in college, for the first year, just try and take a more generic program where you're seeing all the different disciplines, and then by the end of the year, hopefully, it will become very evident to you what it is you really want to do. And it leaves your options open in terms of where you want to go. The other thing to do is just be open to exploring new subjects. Take a subject in something that you might not have thought about taking before, and see what that subject is about, and then that may help you decide, well, no, I don't really want to do that, or no, hey, this is a lot more interesting than I thought. Maybe this is something that I really want to do as a career. Other important thing is to pursue what really interests you. If you're really excited and interested in a subject, you're going to be more willing to work on it, on that subject, more willing to learn, and you'll just be successful at it. You'll do well. The other thing to keep in mind is just because you started doing a particular major in college, say you started doing computer science and you find, well, that's not really what you want, you're not stuck staying in computer science. You can switch and go into electrical engineering or physics or something else that is of stronger interest to you, what you really want to do. And the other thing to keep in mind is, okay, you're pursuing a degree here, you're getting a college degree. Well, okay, when you're in college, your end goal at that point is just to get the degree and finish and get it in hand. And then it's like, okay, I graduated, I got my degree, what am I going to do with it? You need to at least have given some thought as to what you want to do after you've got that college degree, what kind of job you want to do, what it is you want to do. All right, from sort of my experience, sort of working for more than 20 years in the STEM areas, is, is the message to keep in mind, if you really like what you are doing, you are going to be successful. Okay? One of the things that was said to me when I was finishing my first year at university, and I decided that when I was, wanted to do physics, I was talking to a classmate, and the person asked me, what are you going to specialize in? I said, well, I'm going to do physics. And the person's immediate response, oh, don't do that. You can't do anything with that in physics unless you have a doctoral degree. They were saying, trying to discourage me from doing it, but my feeling was, well, no, this is what really interests me. I'm going to go do it, see how it turns out for me. If after a year it's not working out, I can switch major and do something else. But I'm going to go and explore physics because that's what interests me, and I'm going to see where it goes. And what happened, I was good at it, I really liked doing it, and I just kept going on, and eventually got the doctorate degree, got a job doing work that I found interesting, and because it was something that I always liked, something that I always enjoyed doing. I always liked doing it, even though that salary may not have been as high, say, as if I'd gone into something like electrical engineering. I still did very well. I was very successful at it, and I enjoyed what I was doing. So it's something to keep in mind when you start looking at, what you want to do as a career. The other thing I learned as a result of doing my work is always be learning new skills during your career. In any job I was doing, if it required I started learning a new computer language to do the work that I did, I just went ahead and did it. And what happened, because of all these extra skills I learned, it made me more and more marketable. It opened up avenues to other career opportunities for me, and ended up being very successful as a result of that. So the point is, here you're gaining knowledge up until you graduate in high school. When you go and you get the college degree, again, the same thing, you're learning new knowledge. Well, you know what happens after you finish your bachelor's degree? It doesn't stop. Even when you go and get a job and you're doing the work and they're paying you to do it, you always got to be open to learning new things, always be making the effort to learn new things. All right. The other thing to keep in mind is, you're going to go and get your bachelor's degree, say it's computer science. Doesn't mean you're going to be a computer scientist the rest of your life. Okay? That just doesn't happen to people. I look at resumes for people to hire for positions at the company I work for, and I go and I look at the person's resume, and okay, 20 years ago they got a bachelor's degree in physics, and then after they graduated, they went and did some work in the telecommunications industry, and then after that they did some work in the finance industry, and then after that they moved to something else. And it's sort of all over the place. It's sort of their career paths take them in different areas, and they do these major changes during their life. So the thing is, you go, you get a degree in a particular field, you start working in that area. We'll expect over the course of your life that you're going to make 3 major career changes during your life, and it could be very different.